Something wild just happened. Canada just blinked, and Trump? He's back at the negotiating table playing hardball like it's a casino game. Welcome to the madness where taxes, tweets, and tariffs collide. Let's break down the deal that's shaking up the US Canada relationship. So here's what went down. Canada, just like Europe, decided it was time to tax American digital giants like Google and Amazon, a so-called 3% digital services tax. Not 30%, not 50%, just 3%. But in Trump world, that's an insult. Trump's reaction? Slap the negotiations shut, declare economic war, and say Canada copied Europe. And that didn't go well for Europe either. He claimed the US holds all the cards and hinted Canada was being foolish. What followed was a long, furious tweet, blasting Canada and halting talks altogether. But then, plot twist. Late Sunday night, reports started surfacing that Canada and the US were suddenly back in trade talks. Out of nowhere, news broke that Prime Minister Carney and President Trump agreed to resume negotiations, aiming for a July 21st deal. Suspicious timing? Maybe. Strategic pressure? Definitely. Here's the context. That Canadian digital tax was set to kick in at midnight, and Trump's team knew it would cost US companies billions. Think about Apple, Netflix, Amazon. You think they stayed quiet? No way. They were probably blowing up Trump's phone like, fix this now. And just like that, the White House said they were back in business. But don't be fooled. This wasn't out of kindness. Canada didn't get a deal. What they got was pressure. Trump threatened tariffs, tossed around deadlines like candy, and even promised nasty letters to countries that don't play ball. The funniest part, Trump literally compared the US to a department store, saying if you want to shop here, pay the 25% tariff. Who says diplomacy can't be hilarious? But here's where it gets trickier. Canada's finance minister says they're rescinding the tax in hopes of a broader trade agreement. Rescinding? On the eve of it being enforced? Yeah, that smells like panic. Still, there's a catch. Carney can't scrap a tax alone, it needs parliament. So the big question, is this real or just political theater? Because if this tax is rolled back, it's a major win for US tech giants and a big nod to Trump's trade tactics. Now let's ask the real question. Is Canada caving or just buying time? What will Parliament say on Monday morning? Are Canadian politicians going to go along with this or flip out on Carney? And what about other countries watching this play out? If Canada backs off, does France blink next? Does the EU fold? Or do they call Trump's bluff and risk retaliation? Let's also not forget Trump's infamous July 9th deadline. He's got this idea that every country must agree to his terms by then, or else face consequences. But nobody agreed to that timeline. That's just Trump being Trump. Still, businesses don't like uncertainty, and that's exactly what he's using as leverage, all this over 3%. That's the crazy part, but when billions are at stake and midterm optics matter, every percentage point becomes a battlefield. So what do you think? Is this a bold trade masterclass or just a desperate move to protect American billion-dollar companies? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We read every one of them. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, smash that like button, share it with someone following US-Canada relations, and subscribe for more no-fluff updates like this on B27.